Hello guys, this is your friend the great lobbyist and I'm back again with another awesome video. The smartphone that I have with me is the latest Oppo Find X2 Pro. Now this is one of those phones where you fall in love with as you see the box before you even get inside. I saw this, when I received this from Oppo, this was a great packaging, I must say. Along with that, what immediately got my attention was the variant. They sent me the top variant, which is the 12 GB and 512 GB. Now, which was absolutely a perfect immediate sell to me that this is gonna be an amazing phone when I open this up. And I opened it up, I used it for a few days and I absolutely enjoyed the experience. It was a delight using this phone. But while we talk about how my experience was and what the tech specs pack in it, let me get inside the box and show you what the back box has. I'm gonna get straight onto it. When you unwrap it, you immediately feel the quality and the build. It's absolutely brilliant. I'm going to try turning this on. I've already set this up if I'm not wrong. Let's see what this packs inside. Now, while it turns itself on, let me talk about how beautiful this phone is. It is a beautiful looking phone. It's Gorilla Glass 5 on both sides and in a metal frame, which is absolutely brilliant. You've got volume toggles on each side and then you have the on-off switch on the other. Then we have a SIM tray at the bottom, which is amazing. And one of the things I noticed was SIM tray is quite unique. It's got a flip side to it. You can, so you go top and up, so it really, your SIM card does snap itself onto the space and you are good to go. Type-C charging port, and of course this seconds up, I think, the audio port as well, and then you got the stereo speakers at the back, at the bottom as well. Now while this is turned on, a beautiful looking cone at the back is a camera. We're going to talk a little bit more about the camera as well, and the camera is not just the quality but also the way, if you look at the primary camera, is an absolute rectangular shape at the top, and it gives a very wide lens kind of a feel to it, which we'll find out more about, which simply shows the kind of quality this will have. From the finish, it's got a beautiful black finish at the back. It's ceramic finish, which is beautiful. It also comes in a faux leather finish as well, which is in orange color. But the one we have here is a ceramic finish. I'm a big fan of metallic and ceramic finishes, so I absolutely adored it. You've got a monster screen in the front, and let's dig in deep into it and see what this bad boy says. In the meantime, you can see on the screen how beautiful the colors look when you look at the screen itself. It's an AMOLED captive touchscreen display, curved on the sides. It's 6.7 inches, which is amazing, and 1 billion colors, which shows the kind of thought that has gone into building it, making it an absolute premium phone. 90.9 screen to body ratio, which means all you need to do is just enjoy the experience. On a resolution of 1440 by 3168 pixel at 513 ppi density, which is awesome. And by the way, it's Gorilla Glass 6. The current Gorilla Glass 6 is a much more smoother and a steadier version and a new version of the screens that the phones are coming up with. It only comes in a very few handsets, and this is one of them that makes it so premium. HDR10 Plus with 120 Hz refresh rate. If you notice last few of the videos, we've been talking about the refresh rate, that how 90 is now starting to become a standard. I think Oppo has turning the game up and bringing it up to 120 Hz and giving it that beautiful, giving an output of 800 nits of brightness, which is amazing. I used this phone watching Netflix and it was an absolutely brilliant experience when you come to this phone. It's just something which I would like to use, and I promised myself that the next video I'm going to shoot, I'm going to use this phone to shoot it, and I'll mention it in the notes for you to find out how you felt about the video and how was it more different than the other, because this is one temptation I've been having since I opened this phone. Android 10 with Colors OS 7, great finish to the interiors. As you will see, you have the customizable icon style. When it comes to, you just need to go to the settings and you can set up the icon style in the way you want to. You can go square, hexa, bubble, or just simple, with the curved edges, and you can adjust them according to your liking and style, which was beautifully done. I think a great thought has gone into personalizing the phone for you. Two primary variants. The one we have is 12GB and 512GB RAM. I think that compensate fairly enough for not having a same, for micro SD card slot, because I think 512 is a good enough memory to have, and not this lower variant is also 12GB and 256GBs, which is again awesome. We don't need anything after that. Now, one of the things that I want to talk about is the processor, Snapdragon 865. I think apart from one or two vendors, primarily the flagship brands like Samsung are the only ones using 865, and after that it's just very few handsets, and this is one of them, which packs Snapdragon 865 7nm processor, which is an SM8250 chipset, octa-core. It's got 2.84 gigahertz of Cairo 585 and three 2.42 gigahertz Cairo 585s again, and then you got four of 1.8 gigahertz Cairo 585s again. Amazing. And a GPU of Adreno 650. A great output phone, and feels great in the hand, packs some amazing feature. Let's get on to one of the things which Oppo's always been absolutely brilliant, apart from the processor and the looks and feel of the phone, is the camera. 48 megapixel. To my surprise, I was expecting 64 to 108, but when I dug into the details and read about it, and that's when you find out it's 1.7 25mm wide lens, which means a 48 megapixel can give you an output of as good as 108 megapixel camera can. Then you got a second camera which is 13 megapixel, which is another f3.0 periscope and telephoto mode, and then which gives you that 5x optical zoom and 10x digital zoom as well. Then we got another 48 megapixel camera which is bundled with it, which is f2.2 ultra-wide mode as well. When it comes to recording, taking pictures, it is an absolute delight using this camera. I will share some of the pictures that I've taken using this camera, and as I promised, I'm going to take a video on it as well. It does 4K recording at 30 and 60 frames per second, which has gotten all my attention, well, along with many other things. It's 1080p recording at 30 and 60 frames per second as well. Then when it comes to the selfie camera, again, kicking the notch up and higher in standards. They've given it a 32 megapixel f2.4 wide camera, which is amazing. I think the best we've seen so far is 16 and 24 in some cases in the phones that we've reviewed, but 32 is absolutely raising the bar very high, which is a HDR camera and can do 1080p videos at 30 frames per second as well for all those vloggers on the move, like to take self pictures and self portrait and self videos. This is the phone for you. Fingerprint scanner onto the screen itself, along with that the proximity sensor, the compass, and all the standards which are there. A 4260 mega ampere battery with 65 watt Super Walk 2.0 charging, which means we're all sorted in less than 40 minutes. Drain the phone out to zero and you try recharging it, it's going to take less than 40 minutes to get you 100% charge, which is amazing. As we were talking about what are along with the variants of 212GB and 12GB variant and a 12GB and a 512GB variant, it also comes in some amazing color. The ceramic black, which is the one we're holding, it's got an orange leather as well, a gray leather as well, a green leather as well, and a Lamborghini edition as well. I think the choices are brilliant as long as you're willing to shell out some premium dollars for it. The phone doesn't come in cheap. With that kind of a power which packs it, you should be ready to pay some premium price for it. It starts at $1,250, $1,240 price tag, and can go up to $1,500 depending on the variant you're choosing. Not bad at all, but I think everything else is packed to perfection for this phone. For me, when I look at it, I'll see only two primary downsides to it. All in all, One is the price, because now some of the premium features are actually now, the phones on the top, which is the flagship models and the flagship brands, and the phones which are working in the mid-range space are all catching up to these specs very quickly. So price point is one thing which should be concerning, and the second part, which I felt is missing, is the wireless charging, because when you pack 120 hertz of refresh rate and that kind of a CPU power, the chances of you draining out the battery are pretty high, but not as quickly as you think. But then that compensates with this SuperVOOC 2.0 charging. Well, this is Oppo Find X2 Pro. Beautiful looking phone, great camera, great everything, and I really enjoyed using it. And if you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up. If you have any questions regarding the phone or anything that you want to talk about the video, please do leave us a comment, and don't forget to press the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you can continue to get those notifications and those amazing videos from me. In the meantime, have a good time, and this is your friend, the Great Lobbyist, signing off. Peace.